I'm Deanna.
And I'm Tessa. Coming up on today's show,
We talk with Mr. Galindez about the new key cards getting distributed today.
Maddie taps into campus-wide frustration with the new legislation over locked doors.
And we have the review of the new Deadpool movie.
Stay tuned, you're watching Roar TV.
Good morning, Oviedo. It's Friday, September 20th, and this is Roar TV Weekly.
And we're wearing purple today for suicide prevention awareness.
Well, we're a month into the school year, and students have to deal with the frustrations of locked doors to every building around campus.
But during fourth period today, key cards will be going out to the student body, permitting them access to building entrances.
Our crew is with Mr. Galindez to learn more about what to expect with this new procedure.
I'm Allison, and I'm here with Mr. Galindez. Mr. Galindez, how are these key cards going to work?
So before I get into key cards, I want to talk about why we have these in place to begin with. There was a state law that was recently passed that stated that all exterior building doors must be locked. So that's why all the doors have been locked this year. So once they passed that law, Seminole County Public Schools put into place a key card system that will unlock those doors during school hours. So prior to us receiving those key cards, what we had staff and administrators standing at those doors, unlocking doors for students. So at those doors where we had staff and administrators posted, you'll see that there were scanners installed at those positions. So in order to get into a building, you will scan that key card, that will unlock the door.
Okay, thank you. And what happens if a student loses their key card?
If a student loses the key card, the most important thing that the student must do is report it immediately to a teacher, to an administrator, or to me in my office. And we will disconnect that previous key card and print you a new one. Also, in regards to the key cards, they only work during school hours. So you won't be able to get into school at, say, 5 p.m., not into school, into a building. So they only work during school hours. And also certain buildings will be locked during lunch. So during first lunch, buildings 1, 10, 11, 12, and 13, those key cards won't open the doors for those buildings. During second lunch, buildings 2, 4, 5, and 8, key cards won't open the doors for those buildings either.
Okay, thank you so much.
Now, the key cards may be going out pretty early in the school year, but that doesn't take away from the frustration students and staff have had to deal with regarding locked doors.
But the requirement to keep all building entrances locked came from the state legislature, and our executive producer, Maddie, took some time to discuss how this has been a major headache for all involved. Let's take a look.
New Florida legislation requires that all doors on campus must remain locked at all times. And while this idea initially seems viable, many students on campus have run into problems already in the first quarter of the school year. Our school has 13 buildings. This open layout is beautiful, but it does require students to enter and exit buildings constantly. A student who is late to class now must ask a security guard to let them into any of the buildings whenever they need to get in. Also, not all 13 of our buildings have bathrooms. For example, if you're a student in Building 1 and you have to use the bathroom, you would have to cross over to Building 13.
But now, if a student wants to use the restroom, well,
they're out of luck. The school is in the process of installing key card readers for all students. It's been a work in progress. It would have been more ideal if legislation would have given us more time to implement this new rule and work around the locks. For Roar TV, I'm Maddie Howard.
Good morning, Oviedo. My name is Kaden Martz, and this is your O-Town Sports Report. On Tuesday, girls volleyball lost their first set to Timber Creek, then won 3 straight sets, getting the comeback victory. Boys and girls swim beat Seminole 174-111 and 197-99. Danielle Gideons led the girls with a 2-minute 200 free, and the boys were led by Jeremiah Goodwin with a 201 in the 200 IM. The girls' golf tri-match against Hagerty and Seminole ended in Oviedo taking home second with a 199 behind Hagerty's 183 and in front of Seminole's 204. They were led by Hannah Booth, who shot a 40, and Leah Hopkins, who shot a 46. Boys bowling beat Winter Springs by 166. Alex Coghill led the way with a 225, and the girls beat Winter Springs by 119. JV football beat Winter Springs 48-0 to continue their winning streak. Since this week is a bye week for our football team, let's head to Marley Moore with last week's highlights of the Lyman game.
On Friday the 13th, our Oviedo Lions played Lyman in the annual game for childhood cancer awareness. Young cheerleaders and dancers lined the sidelines excited to follow the footsteps of our varsity mentors. The game started with the Greyhounds on defense but was quickly stopped. We then took the ball, getting a touchdown immediately. The defense played lights out with multiple sacks and stops. Through our defense's overwhelming success, senior Brady Manning stood out with 12 tackles, an interception, a blocked kick, and a touchdown. We shut down their offense, only allowing for 2 touchdowns the whole game. Back on offense, Chance Nixon ran for 118 yards on only 3 attempts. We continue to push through their defense with the final score of 49-14.
That's all we got for you today, Oviedo. Now let's head back to the studio.
Summer movies started to make a comeback in 2024.
And no release this past summer was bigger than the Deadpool and Wolverine.
It shattered the record for the highest grossing R-rated film and was an audience favorite of the season.
Reporters M. Martinez and Dylan Andrews offer their PG-rated take on the 3rd iteration of this popular character.
This is your weekly Raw Review with Adric and Dylan. In case you haven't noticed, everyone has been talking about the hit movie of the summer, possibly even the year, Deadpool and Wolverine.
As a longtime Marvel fan, this movie definitely had me more than excited. Even non-Marvel fans can agree this movie was definitely worth the wait.
The bond between Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is phenomenal. Every scene that they were together in, so basically all of them, had some kind of joke and humor that made every scene hilarious.
However, the movie itself isn't just a joke, even if it treats itself like one. It has so many heartfelt scenes and was filled with plenty of Easter eggs for Marvel fans. Plus, we can all admit, the opening scene of Deadpool dancing in sync was iconic.
Newer fans of Marvel were guaranteed to have the best time to get into it. A new movie with 2 of Marvel's biggest fan favorites. They highlight both characters' personalities, their weaknesses, and their strengths. It's a great gateway movie.
So if you want a great movie to watch, definitely check out Deadpool and Wolverine.
That's all we have for you this week, Oviedo. Don't forget, next week is homecoming week, so be sure to dress out.
We'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great day, and as always, go Lions!